Every day in the USA, people find themselves in court.
Sunday, a buck ran out and there were people in the corn maze, so I think they might have gotten scared.
Part of the experience.
It is.
Well, I almost hit two.
All right, we're about to go live here.
Remember when Dave whacked two deer at the same time? Bap coming back from the bar meeting at Maria's. Dave Thomason.
No.
Oh, he had that Chevy Malibu that he bought from Hemmels, and it was only like 3-4 months old. And we had a bar meeting at Maria's, and he's coming back, and you know where the muskrat farm there is on 66? Two deer come blasting out of there, and Dave caught both of them.
Well, all right, we'll start our day with some deer anecdotes. Everybody that lives here has a I hit a deer story. Good morning. Today is Thursday, the 19th of September. It's a beautiful day with a big harvest moon. Beautiful morning to ride my bike. I've got some visitors here today. We've got our public defender team here. Andy Rognus is here from the prosecutor's office, but we don't have any defendants. We only have a couple this morning. Another one of those very sparse days. Had a bench trial set at 10 o'clock. And yesterday I got an order of dismissal, noting that the matter had been dismissed. They're not on the record yet. There's anything to record. We do have a sentencing at 11. I have a meeting at noon. And so it's a very uneventful day. We've had too many of these lately. Good morning to the nice ladies I talked to at the fair yesterday. Our visitors all went to the fair, and it's very hot and dusty, but there's a lot going on there. Thank you all also to Phil's boat service, boat storage, who got my boat put away. That's always a good thing to have it put up dry and secure, ready for the next spring. So we're sitting here on the Group W bench with nothing to do. We have Donnie Bradford, Kelly Dorsey, and Aiden Smith has a couple of things, plus a new thing. Mr. Bradford has multiple things. So this may be an arraignment day with no arraignments. Andrew, do we have a pretrial this morning?
I only show arraignments. Last pretrials are 1. But those are with Rob.
Yes. Good morning, Miss Myers. Have you got somebody with you?
No, it was for Kay for over that baby deer, and I can't find them. I don't know what is this one.
It might be in Judge Patterson's court. What's the person's name?
Kay and Mike Legend. I'm sorry to buzz in.
You know, it's a public courtroom. You're welcome to come in. But
I'll check upstairs.
no, it's here. Check with the clerks out at the counter.
It's in this one?
I think it might be next door
Oh,
in Judge Patterson's courtroom.
okay, thank you.
Okay. Someone asked if we are having any jury cases upcoming, and the answer is I don't know. Things have sort of been at a standstill at the prosecutor's office this fall and late
One
summer.
coming up the 25th.
And now that they've got Mr. Rognus and Mr. Mequio helping, we could have some coming.
Well,
Not very many
I
things are
think
being charged.
the one on the 25th, is that yours?
No, on the even number days.
Okay. I think that one, we're gonna get a plea out of that one too.
Well, I'm just letting this run. This is disconcerting. I did do some administrative things yesterday. The repairman came. He didn't I don't know what he did. He came late, left early, didn't talk to anybody, changed my settings and didn't fix what I wanted him to fix. Good morning, Mr. Bush.
Good morning.
Hey, Howard,
Hi, Andy.
What do you have this morning, Howard? A pretrial?
I got a couple of pre-trials and I think there's one arraignment.
Just don't do you any good on my
to
desk. Those are the troubles.
All right.
go.
Oh, there's a bunch of them.
Adrian Smith.
This guy here, Joshua, whatever. Yes, two pre-trials today, but he also has that one.
A new warrant.
It's not a warrant, it's just another pretrial in 10 in October, so I think you might want to address that.
All right, we have a bunch of pretrials. Saturday, 8:30. Some are yours, Andrew. Sheila Schemenauer, Donnie Bradford, Kathleen Miller, Joshua Kelly, Robert McLean, James Vorty, Josh Vorty, excuse me, Dakota Hicks. So there's a lot.
well, as of last night, we didn't have any paperwork on Kathleen Miller. Apparently, the department was having problems emailing paperwork to the prosecutor's office, so.
Well, there's no sense leaving this run. So thank you all for saying good morning. If you can even imagine, several of our guests got up early to come over this morning to watch this. There are some people outside. And yesterday or the day before, there was a young man. He didn't have very good English. He sat on the bench all morning. And I haven't talked to the bailiffs about, yeah, that shouldn't happen. All right, well, I guess I'll stop the live stream and come back when we actually have something going on. I'm not even sure what I've got here, Andy. I guess we'll just,
Oh, I can tell the court.
well, when we get live here and we'll just go through it. Do have clients here. Apparently none of the arraignments have appeared. We'll deal with those after we deal with these pretrial pleas.
I don't have them in order. I will just give them to you in the order we did them out in the hallway.
I don't know if there is an order, but we'll take them as we got them.
Yeah.
All right, here's another customer. Oh, I needed more stuff. Now we got all kinds of people. Good morning, Lou.
Morning, Judge. How are you?
Good. Which case are you here on?
I was hoping to grab Emmett if he's available to lock up.
Okay.
My wife is calling me, sorry.
They want you in lockup. All right. Donnie Bradford just came.
I have not spoken.
He's got arraignments and he's got a bunch of pretrials. He has
5.
unlicensed dog. And the driving suspended. No proof of insurance and speeding. I think his caseworker is here with him. So we'll set him aside for a minute. Let me just check. Is Kelly Jo Lynn Dorsey here? of Benton Harbor. Aiden Smith from Constantine. So we've got some new stuff. All right. We'll set those aside. We do have a number of pretrials set for today, a large number. And Mr. Rognus is here from the prosecutor's office. Let me go through these. Joshua Anthony Kelly.
Yep.
You haven't talked to him yet? He just came rolling in.
I've been here since 8 o'clock this morning.
Okay. All right, we'll set him aside. We'll let you talk to him. Robert McLean.
I think that one might be a village case.
No, it's SM.
Okay. He is out in the hallway.
All right, we'll set him aside. Another pretrial. Evan Priest.
Yes, sir.
All right, what's that one, Andrew?
I have made him an offer, Your Honor.
What's the
Mr. Priest,
offer?
you want to come forward? Go ahead and stand up here. at the
No, right
podium.
at the podium if you would, sir. Good
This
morning.
is
Mr. Priest.
401, 402, and 403.
I don't want to take a plea or nothing.
All right, well, that's fine. What I'd like you to do, we know you're here. Why don't you have a seat out in the hall? It's hard for little kids to be here. I know, now that I know you're here, Mr. Rognus will come out in a minute and talk to you, but it sounds like you may want an attorney. He's got a fingerprint order.
I just did that.
You did him? Okay, yeah, you're right, you did. I remember when you took him out, thanks. The defendant is Evan Lyle Priest. The file number is 23401 SM. Charged with no insurance under the insurance code, unregistered vehicle, and operating without a license, 257301. I call those driving while poor. People don't have enough money to pay their tickets or get their car properly licensed or insured. Mr. Rognus, what's the status here?
Your Honor, after discussing the matter with Mr. Priest, he really just needs to take the road test to get his license. So I didn't want to jam him up. So I would offer allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code, and he is agreeable.
All right, well, let's talk about that. Allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code is a misdemeanor, but it doesn't go on your driving record. Won't affect your ability to get or maintain your license. It's a pretty generous offer. It takes all these misdemeanors away with one misdemeanor that won't affect your ability to get your license. It is punishable, as I said, by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $100 plus costs. Doesn't carry any points. Do you understand? This applies to everybody. If you do plead to this charge, you'll be giving up your right to have a trial in front of a judge or jury. There will not be a trial. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
If you had a trial, you'd have the right to be represented by an attorney. We could get a court-appointed attorney for you. You could hire one of your own choosing. If you had a trial, you'd have the right to have any of the witnesses for or against you subpoenaed to come to court so they can be questioned under oath. You would have the right to take a witness stand and testify on your own behalf. But you don't have to. If you didn't wish to testify on your own behalf, you don't have to, and they can't compel you to. They can't use the fact that you didn't want to testify against you. And you have the right to be presumed innocent, unless they were able to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Were you driving a car in St. Joe County on July 17th?
Truck, wasn't it?
No, it was a 09 Cobalt, and on July 17th.
Oh, wait a minute, March 1st.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah,
Where are you going?
I was heading back home from my dad's.
Well, now it's September. You haven't taken your driver test yet?
No, I've just got my another permit.
Oh, so you have your permit.
I have a permit now. Yes.
Oh, very good. Where's the vehicle now?
I sold it to my buddy because I couldn't maintain it no more.
All right, so when you get your license, you get a vehicle, you'll have proper plates and insurance. How'd you get here?
I got a ride from my roommate.
Okay. All right, this carries a $100 fine, $75 crime victims' rights fee, and a $50 state minimum fee. That's $225. The insurance ticket alone would have cost you $325. Not to mention the other two. Can you pay that today, or do you need some time to pay it?
I've got like $100 I could pay of it.
All right, I want to make it due in 30 days. Where do you work?
I work at Mark's Drywall Company based in Battle Creek.
What do they do?
They do drywall.
I had a guy here the other day, a drywall guy. There's a big demand for it. 30 days from today would make us about October 19th. All right, you had to get fingerprinted because the insurance charge is punishable by up to a year in jail. But this is going to show as a very minor misdemeanor of allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code. You're good to go, sir.
Thank you.
You can pay that by check, certified check, or money order,
Can
green
I
cash, or
can I
credit card.
call and use a credit card number maybe?
Yep, there's instructions in the envelope there.
Oh, there's nothing. Oh, never mind, I see it. Thank
All
you.
right, thanks.
Your Honor, 241460 Kathleen Miller.
All right, Kathleen Miller, would you come forward? Miss Miller, why don't you go ahead and have a seat?
Your Honor, this is the deer case that they were talking about earlier.
Yes, Ms. Myers was checking and I wasn't clear which case she was talking about, so this is Kathleen Ann Miller. The file number is 1460. She was charged with a DNR violation of possession of game or wildlife without a permit. And those carry very expensive DNR fines, have a whole different fee schedule. Mr. Agnes, what's the status
Your
here?
Honor, after ascertaining the circumstances, I have decided to dismiss this and request the court give her a strong admonition about maintaining wildlife. This was circumstance where Fawn's mother was hit by a car and they were keeping the fawn, I think, sort of loose in their farm area and it wouldn't leave.
What happened to the deer?
When DNR came out, they called the pound, I guess. And they came out and picked it up, and I don't know where it is. He thanked me for everything I did for it, and then told me he had to give me a ticket.
Well, the problem is they become accustomed to humans and then they're unsuccessful actually as wild deer. I'm not sure exactly all the rationale that goes behind this statute, but as part of your punishment, you probably had a lot of sleepless nights and you had to come to court twice. You didn't intend any harm to this deer, so the prosecutor has agreed to dismiss. So, yeah, next time, maybe call the DNR.
We did, and I couldn't get anybody to come out. We finally got a hold of a guy in Lansing, and he told us to put it with the deer that come in the field next to our house. And all they did was pull its hair and paw at it. And after 3 days, I couldn't take it squealing anymore. It kept coming up to the house. So I fed it.
All right, well, I certainly don't have any objection to this case being dismissed, so you're free to go.
Thank you, Your
All
Honor.
right.
Your Honor, next matter would be 24-1636 and 37 would be Joshua Kelly. I'm sorry,
Joshua Kelly.
what's your name? Jacob Ballard, I'm sorry.
All right, Mr. Ballard. Good morning.
Good morning.
I haven't even talked to you. Your Honor, if I may, this is a circumstance where Mr. Ballard hit a mailbox and left the scene. He has, however, at this point in time, paid to repair the mailbox. I did indicate to him in the future, you can't leave the scene of the property damage accident, so he's gonna plead as charged. I did indicate to him, in all likelihood, the court probably wouldn't impose any jail time.
Well, this particular variety of leaving the scene carries no points. There are some that do. Leaving the scene with fixtures is a no point offense. Plus, this is a 2022 case. What happened to this?
Not completely sure, Your Honor.
There's more than one guy named Jacob Ballard,
Yeah,
and you're not the Jacob Ballard. I thought you
I'm
were.
not the other one.
Darn it, I can't get this to refresh. I said they were gonna put these in my queue. There it is. Thank you, Lupita. The allegation is that on or about March 3rd of 22 in Flowerfield Township, Trooper Kendon Berg, who I've never met or even seen that name before, you hit a mailbox on
March,
Johnson Road.
March.
So they did a warrant,
Uh-huh.
and the trooper probably got transferred someplace. When did you get picked up on this warrant?
I came here and paid the bond.
When was that?
I believe early August.
How did you find out about it?
I was applying for a delivery service named Shipped, and I got a background check back that told me I had a warrant out for my arrest.
Yeah, they go to the effort to get a warrant and then they don't go to the effort to serve it. I think what happened is this trooper got maybe sent to another post or something. Well, this ain't exactly the crime of the century. Anybody threaten you to get you to plead to this?
No, no, Your
Promise you anything?
What was that?
Or promise you anything?
No, Your Honor.
Are you missing work today?
Sort of, but my boss told me to call him after I got out to see if he actually needs me or not.
All right, where are you working?
2 men in a truck in Kalamazoo, Michigan.
All right. That's a job for young, fit men, not old guys like me. I had to move a bunch of stuff yesterday and I regret it. All right, so how'd you hit the Hills' mailbox?
I was about, well, it was October 3rd, so it was getting a little colder, so my windows were frosted over, and I was in a little rush to go to work, and I forgot to hit my defroster button on the van, and looked down for 1 second, looked up, and I hit the mailbox.
Well, like I said, this ain't the crime, and then you just left?
Yeah, I left and headed to work when I worked at American Axle.
What happened to that job?
Was on layoff for 3-4 months and was ready for something new.
All right, well, you got other stuff going on. This particular one is the one that they amend the charge to when they're giving somebody a break because it doesn't carry any points. There's about 6 ways to charge failing to stop at an accident, failing to stop at a property damage accident, failed to report an accident, failed to report an accident to fixtures, failed to stop at a personal injury accident. Each one has a slightly different accent. Anyway, the fine is $75. There's a $75 crime victims' rights fee and a $50 state minimum fee. It's $200. You've posted $100 a bond, so you owe $100. Can you pay that today, or do you need?
Was it $100?
$100.
I currently don't have
I'll give you
a
this.
card.
So you owe $100 before October 19th.
Okay. Would I just pay that here?
You can pay it here, you can pay it online. You
Okay.
can come in and we always take green cash over the counter.
Okay.
But you can pay it online or send in a certified check or money order.
Okay.
But you're good to go, sir.
Thank you.
Next matter, Your Honor, would be Mr. Bradford. He has 5 cases in total, but I did discuss the matter with the public defender. We will consolidate all of those to a single charge of driving suspended and dismiss everything else.
All right, very good.
Got one arraignment
Oh,
in the guy's no show.
okay.
I've got some people waiting for me.
Oh, okay,
in my
yeah.
office, and my secretary isn't here.
I got it. Go ahead.
Andrew, do you have? Here it is. All right. Good morning, sir. Are you Donnie Deontay Bradford?
Yes, sir.
Are you Donnie Bradford?
Yes, I am.
You got multiple charges in
Correct.
file 241475. You're charged with driving suspended, no proof of insurance, and speeding. Mr. Rognus is going to dismiss the speeding. Going to save you $90. No proof of insurance is going to save you $150.
Correct.
You're also charged with unlicensed dog in file 241315 and unlicensed dog in 241316. Mr. Rognus is going to dismiss those charges. Good morning, Mr. McLean.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Usually I see you at breakfast. You haven't been in here in a long time. Probably don't miss it much.
No reason to be here.
That's right. All right, Mr. Bradford. Hi. All right, Mr. Bradford, according to the plea offer, you're gonna plead to driving with a suspended driver's license. Do you understand?
Correct.
Driving suspended is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. It carries 2 points on your driving record and requires that your driver's license be suspended. Do you understand the charge?
Yes, sir.
All right, I don't believe you were in here when I went through the advice of rights, and neither was Ms. Schemenauer or Mr. McLean, so let me do it again. To understand that if you plead to this charge, you'll be giving up your right to have a trial in front of a judge or jury. There will be no trial. Do you understand that?
Yes.
If you had a trial, you'd have the right to have any of the witnesses for or against you subpoenaed to come to court so they could be questioned under oath.
Yes.
You would have the right to take the witness stand and testify on your own behalf. But you don't have to, because you have a right not to testify. And if you did not wish to testify, the judge or jury could not hold your silence against you.
Yes.
And you have the right to be presumed innocent unless the state was able to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
All right, where were you going on this day, August 8th?
Once I was going to work,
Where do you work?
Taco Bell.
All right, so you're driving 71 miles an hour down the road where you live. This was, the ticket was M66 in Finley Road.
Yeah.
Where were you coming from?
No, I was, so I live in Sturgis, but I had got called in for overtime, and I was going to Urbandale, which is in like the outskirts of Battle Creek, kind of. So that's where I was headed to while I was driving. I got kids, and one of them had some, I don't know what it was like some cylinder up under my brake, and I couldn't like get it out while I was driving. So I sped up, like it was a straight shot, and the road on 66, so it was a straight shot. So I sped
Well,
up.
where were you coming from? Where
I
you
was
going?
coming from home. I was coming from home.
So you live at 407 East Main?
Yeah.
Well, that ain't Finley Road
With Finn.
on M66.
Yeah, I was going down M66, like going toward.
So you were going to work in Urbandale?
Yeah, I got called in not for overtime.
Okay, so
but
you work in Urbandale.
no, I work in Sturgis, but I work at Taco Bell, so like it's like different branches. Like
All right, so they may
got-
send you to a different store.
Yeah, they sent me to a different store,
All right, got it.
and then I had sped up because I couldn't get the cup or a little bottle from under my brake, so I sped up to try to like reach down there real quick, and then that's when I got pulled over.
All right, and was your license suspended at that time?
Yes.
I just was in it. Let me look at it again. You are suspended according to the Secretary of State. You got another speeding ticket in Kalamazoo in June.
Yeah, that one they told me I had to pay $150 fine.
Well, you're lucky. They didn't charge you with driving suspended because you were suspended in June just as well as you were suspended in August.
Yeah, I didn't understand how I was suspended because I had just got my license back from a suspension.
Well, it says you were suspended in 2022.
Right.
You got a ticket in 23 for driving suspended.
Right. I had got 3 tickets, and I had got one in Wayland, which is by Grand Rapids, which I took care of in the courts. Then I had the one that was in Kalamazoo, which I took care of in the courts. Then I had the one here, which I took care of. So that cleared up all my fines, everything. Then I bought a car. Then I ended up getting my license back. I ended up getting plates. Ended up getting it insured. And then when I went to when I got pulled over in Kalamazoo, that's when they told me that my license was suspended. But I don't know how my license was suspended because I had just got my car and everything cleared up in the courts.
Did you have a plastic driver's license in your pocket?
Yeah, I did. And then when I paid the fine.
Do you have it with you now?
Yeah.
Don't see it, Judge. Please.
I had this one before. That's the new one. I got my own one in.
You're right. You paid off all your unpaid tickets here.
Yeah.
What's SOS showing them?
shows him suspended.
And then when I got the car that I got now, but I'm been suspended, so I haven't been driving, but the car that I have now, I had to go to the Secretary of State. That's when they told me I had to get X, Y, and Z cleared up. And then I had to get it insured and get placed and all that, which I did. And then that's how I ended up getting my license back. And then I paid the $25 and they gave me that and told me that I would have to pay the 25 or something like that because my birthday is next week. Well, when I got pulled over in
Well,
Kalamazoo,
this license expired September 23rd. So yeah, on its face, your date of birth is in April.
no, my date of birth is 9/23/88.
Oh, yeah, all right, I don't know what this is. Issued April 30th of 24. Expired on your birthday this year.
Correct.
But this looks like you were legit. So it was issued in April of 24.
Correct.
When did they suspend them last?
I'm looking. Issued 4/30/24, expired 9/23. Many times people tell me, well, I had a license, but you've actually one of the first guys in a while that's actually shown it to me. All right, you got a ticket for driving suspended here in Centerville or here in St. Joe County on 2/12/23. You pled guilty to the charge on April 12th of 23. Driving suspended. Then you had a no proof of insurance in March. Well, despite that, the Secretary of State gave you a license. They issued this operator's license on April 30th of 24. And I can't tell what happened between April 30th of 24.
Your Honor, if
And
he
this
wasn't actually suspended, we'd amend to allowing another to violate.
Well, it says he's suspended now.
But it doesn't show him being suspended after April, what was it, 14?
April 30th.
30th.
Now it's expired. Well, it'll be expired in a
expired next
couple of
week.
days.
Yeah, well, yeah.
All right.
On Monday.
All right, well, Mr. Brogna's gonna give you a very generous offer
Thank you.
of allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code.
Now, I got a question.
Get that renewed before Monday.
Yeah, I just got a question because I brought in the paperwork and stuff like that when I got the license, and then when I got pulled over in Kalamazoo, and I didn't know how to explain. I didn't know really how to explain to them because it didn't make sense to me. Like, how did I just get a license and all that, get everything taken care of, got a car, bought a car and all that, got it registered with the Secretary of State. And then my first ticket that I got, which was in Kalamazoo, which they told me they wrote me a citation, it was a citation. They said pay $120, which I did.
Well, that may be what happened. The June ticket from Kalamazoo may have suspended your license, a speeding ticket.
Okay.
But anyway, Mr. Rognes has given you this offer. You already told me you were driving. Your license was suspended, arguably. Oops, that's wrong number. And you got no insurance and no. All right, so today's the 19th. You need to go to the Secretary of State to renew your license.
Right.
So go in there and maybe they can shed some light on this or tell you when you can get reinstated.
Okay.
These are all going to be dismissed. This carries a $100 fine, $75 crime victims' rights fee, and a $50 state minimum fee, $225. The no insurance is dismissed, no proof. Speeding is dismissed. 71 will get you pulled over on M66. And the dog cases are dismissed. What happened to the dogs?
So my grandpa had came out to, he works at Abbott, but he lives in Kalamazoo. So he comes out to the house that I have and he stays there on a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. But anyway, his dogs and I just got a puppy. So I had him in the backyard. I went to work and things like that. I came back and then he had told me like the dogs had got out the gate in the back. So that's just happened on 2 separate occasions. When the man came out to the house, he was like, your dogs is unregistered. And then I was like, well, what dogs? You know what I'm saying? Because
Well, where are the dogs now?
they're at the, well, my dog is at the house.
All right,
And I do
is it
have
licensed?
registered. I have, yeah, I got my
All right,
dog.
what kind of dog is it?
I have a pit bull bully.
Of course. All right. Well, the upshot of all of this is you owe me $225. I don't have any bond in any of these. I'm gonna give you 30 days to pay it.
Don't forget to pay that because they will suspend you if you don't.
Now, you're gonna go to the Secretary of State in the next few days. I strongly recommend that you do that. This stuff, it should not show up on there.
Okay.
But you may have a date that you're suspended until, but they can tell you that.
What it is. Okay. What's the day say?
Monday.
All right, you're good to go, sir. Oops.
Your Honor, next matter be 24-622 and 877, Ms. Schemenauer.
Okay, we didn't have anybody show up for arraignments. We sure had quite a bit to do this morning. Yeah, he's got that little girl with him.
Yes.
And I don't think he's even talked to him yet.
Well, I have, but it wasn't productive. He probably just needs court appointed.
All right, he's got another case.
And it's been reset several times because I think Dave was giving him time to do this under safety.
All right. Good morning.
Good morning, Judge.
You're Sheila May Schemenauer?
Yes, sir.
And we've met. We've got a bunch of stuff going on here. This is 24622 SM. It is no insurance under the motor vehicle code and a charge of false ID. Let me look at that one.
I don't think they charged her false ID. I think they charged her with littering. She just didn't give them her name.
Well, operating with false identity, I'm gonna look at the actual charge, 250. She's got a bunch of other charges pending. Just gonna see Judge Pattison on a sentence here soon. All right, this complaint, let's see what it says, Ms. Schemenauer. It's alleged that you were driving a car on February 24th and that you gave false information to Deputy Hunter Zinsmaster. As while you were detained, you gave false, fictitious, or misleading verbal or written information about your identity. It's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days and or $100.
I think
You
that
got $570 worth of unpaid fines. You got a littering and no proof of insurance that are hanging out there somewhere. Let's take a look at those.
I think 877 is the littering.
I have 618.
That might be an older one.
I think it is. 877 is not littering, that's false ID.
Maybe I just wrote the docket number on it incorrectly. I got the littering was from February 24.
May I say something?
No,
Just give me a minute.
could be similar facts in regard to the ID on the littering case too.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, that's a booking fee. I'm not worried about that one. Booking fee. I can't even find that one. Sometimes they spell your name wrong without a C in it, and it shows up somewhere else. 877. Two, 4, 6, 1, 6. Every day it's a new mystery to me. Things will be in one place, not in another place. 2, 4, 6, 1, 8. I think that's it. Littering. You got a ticket on February 24th. They sent you a notice. You didn't respond. Plea letter. That's a civil infraction. Let me see what I can find out about it. SCHEMER. Darn it. SHEILA. This program is unforgiving. You have to spell it exactly right, including hyphens and double names. The other one, you just get in the neighborhood and you're good. All right, Ms. Schemenar, let's see what I can find out about this littering ticket. On February 24th, you got a ticket for littering, civil infraction from Deputy Kevin Brooks at Wilbur and Knoll Road. How'd you end up over there?
Someone stole my camper and lit it on fire. And they gave me littering tickets because
Cause your camper caught fire?
someone burned it. And they
I think
couldn't-
she threw a cigarette down on the ground when she was not identifying herself to the officer.
Oh, so he was mad and also
Oh.
gave her this ticket. So
Well, I
are
don't
you,
think,
are you willing to dismiss the littering?
Yeah,
All right, well, so what are we gonna do here?
allowing on the other ticket. Which I have.
I have no insurance and false ID. So 257, 326 for both. Dismiss 24 618 SN. She has another no proof of insurance from the same thing, 241012340I. Those will be dismissed. You must have made him mad.
Well, make me mad if I ask for ID and he didn't give it to me.
Well, all right, let's talk about this. Anybody threaten you to get you to plead to this charge?
no,
Promise you?
no.
Let me tell you what the charge is. It doesn't exactly fit the facts, but it's a misdemeanor called allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code. It won't go on your driving record, won't affect your ability to get your license. And it carries a fine of up to $100 and up to 90 days in jail. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Are you willing to plead to that charge?
Yes, sir.
Well, let me look at your driving record. Your license right now is valid. You have this joyriding case that you owe money on. When did you last make a payment on that?
It's been a while.
Well, you're coming up for sentence in front of Judge Pattison here soon,
The beginning of October.
and I guess he can deal with that. All right, so what happened? Your trailer caught fire. The cops come, you give a false name. And why?
I think that they have the cases mixed up, Your Honor. I was pulled over with someone and gave a false name. I would have thought that they would have charged me then for it. This was quite some time back, but
That was on April, okay, this is on April 14th. So it's a different day than the littering.
the littering was,
Oh, the littering was 2/24 and the no insurance was 4/14. But right now, it looks like you have a valid license. All right, let me see. You kept missing court dates. I don't think you ever actually got picked up. I might have $100 bond in one of these files. Posted. Well, they turned it into a PR bond. All right, well, it's kind of a mess. So let's recap what happened. They dismissed the littering, filed 248618. Dismissed no proof of insurance, 24101-234. That's gonna save you quite a bit of money. show that in 24877. This really is a pretty generous plea offer. A lot of charges are being dismissed, which carry some substantial and minimum fines. You've already got money that you owe. And you've got a sentencing with a pre-sentence coming up, I think, October 1st for Judge Pattison. So why did you give the officer, or what was the deal with the false name to the officer?
I was the passenger. I didn't think that I had to, and I had a warrant. I didn't want,
You didn't want to get picked up on a warrant?
yeah.
Where are you living? Are you on Bulk Road?
No, I'm on Blue School Road in Constantine. I can't, I don't know the exact address.
Well, we'll get it at the pre-sentence. All right, well, this one, allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code is a misdemeanor. $100 fine, $75 crime victims' rights fee, $50 state minimum fee, $225. I'm gonna make that due in 30 days, although it might get, I'll just put it as part of your payment plan. But you have the payment plan where you're not making any payment. Judge Pattison's gonna be sentencing you on a misdemeanor that's punishable by up to a year in jail. He felt strongly enough about it that he asked for a pre-sentence report to get him all the background information. So have you met with the probation department?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, I want you to go out to the counter and I'll put this in as part of your payment plan. All right.
Yeah,
And
yes.
be sure and make your appointment with Judge Pattison for next week.
Yes, sir.
All right, you're good to go.
Your Honor, if it pleases the court, could we do Mr. Kelly next, 24-1636 and 37?
Yeah, he's got the small child. Yes, there's also another case, which is hunt and fish with a false, some wildlife violations. Yes.
I don't have any paperwork on that one yet.
Joshua Anthony Kelly, you can bring your daughter up with you if you want to. Should be all right. All right. Mr. Kelly, you got file 241636 and 241637. Stray dog. A lot of unlicensed dogs today, 2 counts. You indicate you don't wish to plead guilty to that charge?
Yes, sir. The dog was taken out of my yard. The milk factory seen it, and then I caught just the very end of it right out of my kitchen window. They tried to say that the milk factory called first, and then I talked to Mark, who's the plant manager. He said they never called, and in fact, that he's seen it happen. And then he asked his workers if any of them called, and no one called. So then they changed their story to he just happened to be driving, seen the dog, opened his door, and he jumped in. I've lived there for 4 years, never had any issues with my dog, never had any calls on my dog.
What kind of dog is it?
It's a bully pit. It's actually my girlfriend's dog, and it's licensed in her name. He was AKC registered.
I didn't know you had to register them through the state too. So
All right, well,
we
let's talk
actually
about
did that.
this other charge. Hunt and fish with false statement to obtain license, Wildlife Conservation Act.
Yeah, I had the deer tagged. When he got the deer, it was tagged. David Marvin said he was doing a full dismissal on that because of the harassment, and then the Cameron Wright sat outside the milk factory stalking my house on Father's Day, waited for us to leave, pulled me over, arrested me in front of my children on a warrant that was apparently 3 weeks old. It took him 7 months to get the warrant. I had seen him a week and a half before because he's also a part-time Constantine cop. And this would the warrant would have been a week and a half old at this point. But like I said, he was specifically waiting for Father's Day to arrest me.
Happy Father's Day. All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna set all cases for attorney pretrial for October 4th.
Well, that deer violation was scheduled for October 10th, but I had to go clear to Grand Rapids to take a class. And I had to, they only do so many, so you have to wait. And so they had to keep rescheduling. But David Marvin said, if I get it done before that, to just bring it in and they can
Bring it
dismiss
in. We'll get a lawyer to help you with this.
All right.
Well, on all cases. October 4th at 8:30. And sort everything out. Let me see.
So the deer thing is not being discussed now?
Probably, yes. Mr. Marvin's not gonna change his mind.
All
We'll
right.
just get a lawyer to see whether you follow through on it. So the hearing will be October 4th, not October 10th. I'll deal with it at that time, but let's see what we can sort out. You go with the court officer. Oh, this goes with that too.
And I actually tried to press charges for theft against the chief of police, but no one will help me. No one cares.
Who, the dog went in
The dog was in my yard the whole time. My side
but
yard
it-
is,
So it went in the police car?
yeah, he pulled over on the side of the road, right in front of my house, opened his door and called my dog out of my yard. He may not have known it was my dog and thought, just some random dog, but he won't admit that. He won't show me he said he wasn't wearing his body camera. He only wears that when he has to deal with people. When you're dealing with a 100-pound pit bull, but you're not going to turn your body camera on real quick. What if he would have been attacked,
Well, that's probably the concern.
Yeah, claims he didn't, claims the dog ran across the road, but if that's the case, he would have that on his footage on his car, which he doesn't have that either.
All right, well, we'll sort it out. You're good to go. Thank you.
We're good?
We're good. You go with the court officer.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. McLean, thank you for your patience.
No, that's fine.
As part of your legal education, you get to watch these other cases.
I thought I'd already had enough legal education.
Yeah, Your Honor, at this point in time, I guess I just dismiss this case. It's a single dog at large case, and he explained it's his stepson.
Yeah. Can I, Your Honor, can I just fill you in because you're gonna be seeing me in a month,
All right.
or probably. Okay. You know how bleeding heart my bleeding heart gets me in trouble. Okay. My son's mother 3 years ago was having heart problems, or so the doctor said. She had nobody to watch her 11-year-old autistic son. I says, okay. I ran to Traverse City twice to get him out of school while she was in the hospital. That's a long trip. Anyways, so I said, you might as well come down as long as you're having these problems until you get it straightened out and stay with us. So we did, moved her down. She brought one dog with her, which was supposed to be getting certified
Now,
as
this is your ex-wife?
No, we were never married.
Your
This is
son's
Andrew's mother.
Okay.
Okay, so she came down, or I moved her down. She said, I'll get a job. I'll move out, get my own place. She brought one dog. A year later, about October the year later, she just takes off out of the blue, just takes off with the autistic boy, middle of the night, whatever. I don't know. All I know is she's gone.
That boy's not your son?
No, he's not my son.
Now,
He doesn't know who his father is.
You had a daughter with that?
No, I've never had a daughter.
I thought you had a daughter.
My son, Andrew, is the only child I have, and he's 19 now.
But that's not this kid.
No, this is Anthony.
Okay.
Okay, so anyways, She took off for 6 months, found out she was in Cadillac later. Left the dogs, just, she had 2 dogs, she just left them
What kind
in
of?
my yard. She said, she texts me and says, take them to the pound. Okay, well, I didn't have the heart to, so I fed them for the whole winter. She comes back in the summer again and says, we're homeless. I let her come back, kick me in the butt. So anyways, she turned around the following October and takes off again. Leaves the dogs. Take them to the pound. I go to the pound. I explain to the lady over there, what's going on? She says, we can't take the dogs. We're full. I said, they're not my dogs. She says, if the only way I can take the dogs is if they're running at large. Okay, now that has nothing to do with them running at large now. But anyways, so basically she's telling me to cut them loose and let the dog warden pick them up. Well, I didn't do that. Andrew's mother calls me from Galveston and says, we're homeless again. But I got enough money to get home. So I let her move back in. Okay, now, about, I don't know, 3-4 days before this, I got this citation. This boy, like I say, he's autistic. He's not, you know how they are. He lets the dogs out to where they can get outside. Both of them. They run over to the neighbors, attack the neighbor's dog. My son ran after him just as soon as I said, hey, the dogs ran outside. And the neighbor shoots him. He had every right to. I told him, don't worry about it. Then dogs were attacking your dog. This ain't the first time they've got out and attacked his dog. So we, I dealt with that. The hunter's master came over, run the report and everything.
So were the dogs killed?
One was.
What kind of dogs are these?
Okay. The one that's still alive, the one I got the ticket for, its father is a really mean pit. Okay. So mean that he nipped at the owner's baby and he just grabbed him, took him out and shot him. Okay. This dog is mean. And this one has, she's a nice dog, but she doesn't like me. Okay. And she doesn't like other people. She likes, like 3 or 4 people and that's it. Well, anyways, and the other one was the pup, is a year younger. That's the one that got shot.
So the mean dog is still alive?
She's not really mean. She's only mean to certain people.
Yeah, or attack. Well, that's what everyone says with their pit bull or their baby around.
Right,
me, and
okay.
then they go bite the neighbor's kid in the face.
Right, yeah. Okay. Now, anyways, so
one is dead, and where's the other dog?
at the house right now. Okay. But she went out and got another dog that I said, you ain't bringing these dogs home. She says, well, this woman got it for her kid. And this one's a pup. But she did just get them licensed, both of them. But anyways, so what she did was she got this pup home and I said, I don't want that pup. That pup's got a bad personality. Well, my friend couldn't keep it. So I brought her. I said, you get rid of it. Well, she won't get rid of it. So after this is all said and done, Chief Klein says, you're going to have to evict her. So I've served her yesterday. I want the dogs gone. The dog warden would not take them. They just said they couldn't. Okay. And the dog warden told me the same thing. You're going to have to evict her. But I want the dogs gone too. Do I evict the dogs?
Yeah, the dogs go with her.
But she won't take them.
Well, then we'll see if we can get the pound to take them.
And this is what I'm running into. I hate to evict her because I'm evicting her 11-year-old son. And I don't want to evict him. I've already told her he can stay. I'll take care of him. Oh, no, you ain't doing that. But she's going to drag him off again.
Well, sometimes people continually hit themselves in the head with a hammer because it feels so good when they stop. This is a 3rd time this lady came back and turned your life upside down. But I understand what you're doing. You're doing it for the kid. But Mr. McLean, as far as these dog charges are concerned, the matter is dismissed. And I guess I'll see you in landlord tenant court.
Thank you.
All right, you're free to go.
Okay, appreciate it.
All right. let's make a record on the people that didn't show up. That was a case of more information than I really needed to have, but we don't, I let it go.
Didn't
Made him
need to
feel
hear the
better.
whole landlord tenant case 2 weeks ahead of time.
Kelly Dorsey of Benton Harbor has failed to appear.
Judge,
Yes,
Joshua Kelly does not want an attorney. He doesn't want to pay for an attorney. He doesn't want an attorney. He says Dave Marvin told him that this case could be dismissed if he completed the hunter safety, and he's got that case.
all right, then
safety
leave
to
that,
dismiss,
give me the
and
notes.
he doesn't want an attorney. And he, so I told him, "You want me to send it back in here?"
No,
No, go ahead and assign him an attorney.
no, he doesn't want a Tory. We're
He
gonna
doesn't want an
set
attorney,
trial
he doesn't want to pay for an attorney.
1 hour
Oh,
bench
I
trial.
mean, everybody's against him. That guy's paranoid.
Just because I'm paranoid doesn't mean that everybody isn't out to get me. Judge Noacker had a poster on his desk that had like a baboon on it or something. Somebody gave it to him. And just because I'm paranoid doesn't mean that everybody isn't out to get me. So that on the stray dog. And leave the DNR case set for 10/10/24. Defendant declines attorney.
I thought you set them all for 10-4 attorney.
I did, but he doesn't want a lawyer.
Okay.
And I was a little reluctant to give him one anyway, but all right, we'll set a bench trial on his missing dogs and we
And
will.
then keep this one. Now, should I have him take his hunter safety course down to the prosecutor, hunter safety?
If he's got
Tag
it.
down to the prosecutor's office?
Or you can just give it to us and we'll make sure they get it. We'll scan it in.
No,
or something.
have him take it down to Dave.
All right.
Have him take it down to Dave? Okay. Is Dave in the office?
He was earlier this morning.
Okay.
All right, Kelly Dorsey. Failed to appear for arraignment. We'll do an order to show cause first. It's from Benton Harbor. Let's get fingerprinted. If anybody knows Kelly Jo Lynn Dorsey, tell her she needs to get in here. Deal with her no insurance citation 1626. Aiden Philip Smith.
That was Howard.
Yes, he failed to appear and he also has a new charge of retail fraud.
Did Trevor Hewitt show up?
He showed up yesterday.
Oh,
Aiden Smith has hundreds of dollars of other unpaid tickets. And he continually fails to appear.
like
And
Captain Ray, no, I'm shocked. Gambling in Rick's place.
This is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. What's the last line?
Isn't that what Bugs Bunny used to say?
No, but it's from Casablanca when Reno and Humphrey Bogart are walking off the tarmac. It's the beginning of a beautiful friendship, I think he says. Somebody will tell me.
Apparently you don't watch enough Bugs Bunny because that's also Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd walking off the tarmac too. Ask Rob, he knows.
All right, Aiden Smith has failed to appear. Owes much money, has new warrant. In 241442. And Howard drove all the way over here for nothing.
Well, he had something upstairs in Circuit,
Oh, good.
so it wasn't like he was here for nothing, but.
Howard was born in 1941, which makes him
83?
83, and he's still practicing. There's a role model for the rest of us. Please do bench warrant. I met Howard on my very first day here. On $250 cash or surety. Or see judge. Well, this was a kind of a herky jerky kind of morning. Nobody showed up for the arraignments. We had a bunch of pretrials that I didn't realize I even had. Well, they weren't on my queue and I didn't get the pretrial list. I didn't have the presence of mind to check it. I knew there were none for me this afternoon. Anyway, it gave us 2 hours worth of stuff to take care of.
Now you gotta go do your time study.
Yes, I'll study my time. I did have a 10 o'clock trial that has been dismissed. Apparently the gentleman is in compliance. I have a sentence at 11.